Hey there, Heather Ho, there's Jeff Cardone. Welcome to yet another second and 10 football NFL style tournament. We are doing the 16 teams for the 1970s. The 10 Super Bowl winners in the 1970s from 71 to 1980. The season has to start in 1970. So like the 79 season ended in 1980, but the 79 Steelers were eligible. So you have the 70 to 79 winners and then 6 runners up based off of franchise and all that. In this version, we do have only one of the final 4 being a Super Bowl loser, and that's Denver. They host Pittsburgh, 79 Pittsburgh, who won Super Bowl 14 against the Super Bowl 12 loser Broncos. The Super Bowl 6 champion Broncos take on the Cowboys take on the number 8 Super Bowl 8 champion Miami Dolphins. We start in Miami. We want you to start with the matchup. And by the way, there will be no skips unless it's a blowout. If it's a blowout, then I'll probably skip through. But other than that, we're playing play by play. Here we go.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen.
It's more than that pivot screen. Technically, because he's playing for another team later on, I'm gonna have to have him off the log on. Gordon probably would have started, but because Gordon has to the Broncos in 1978, he has to be benched. Roger Dodgers fallback from Navy is your pivot. Wayne Thomas and Lane Garrison start at running back. Lance Allworth, Bambi from Arkansas. Woo! Buster Richardson and the great Iron Mike Ditka are your receivers. O-line. Ralph Neely, Blake Nye, Dave Manders, John Nyland, and Wade Wright. Miami Steeline, Dan Carter, Craig Hernandez, pro wrestler Paul Pines, Stanville, Nick Buconti, Doug Swift, and Mike Colin, your linebackers. Tim Foley, Jake Scott, Dickie Anderson, and Curtis Johnson, your DBs. This Cowboys team won Super Bowl 6, gave Bob Greasy a 29-yard sack.
Flag on the play.
Delay of game. Offense.
How do you do that?
First down.
Just hit by Anderson.
First down.
Bob Greasy is your pivot for the 73 Dolphins. Barry Sonka, Jim King are the three-headed. Running the tackle, Mark Morris, Marlon Briscoe, Paul Winfield, Mark Fleming, starter receiver, O-line. Marv Evans, Larry Little, Jim Liner, Bob Kuchberg, Wayne Moore. D-line, Larry Cole, Jeffrey Pugh, Bob Lilly, and Coach Convery. Dave Edwards, Chuck Howley, So he has Super Bowl 5 MVP, but that was not the Leroy Jordan linebackers. Herb Adderley, the former Packer linebacker. Cliff Harris, I thought this was Wheeler for a second. Cornell Green and Mel Renzo are MVPs. 73 Dolphins, this is not the team that went undefeated, that was the team prior to that. 73 Dolphins, they went to Super Bowl 8 and crushed Minnesota's offense. At one time, Minnesota had minus yardage.
First down. First down.
Flag on the play.
Pass interference. Offense. First down. First down.
They're going for a field goal.
That kick is no good.
First down.
Kick is good.
How does it reach? Referee.
First down.
Flag on the play.
Personal foul. Defense. First down.
Flag on the play.
Encroachment. Defense.
Touchdown, Cowboys.
The kick is good.
First down.
Flag on the play.
Flagrant face mask. Defense. First down. First down. Timeout offense. First down.
It's good.
He's 5 for 99 yards. That's running. Else is like jack kick. That more has been solved. Well, about 11 for 16 for 93. Excuse me. Interception. Richard Davis for Dallas. Miami has not hit the red zone trip. They did miss a field goal, but they weren't in the red zone. So. Sellers is out for Miami.
Flag on the play.
False start.
It's a blowout.
Offense. First down. First down.
Let's get to the one. Let's get to the one. It's nothing but
First down. First down. First down.
They almost had pick 6.
Kick is good.
Miami has the Dolphins.
First down. First down. Holding. Defense.
Oh, good. Good to you. Got it.
Touchdown, Dolphins.
We're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl.
The extra point is good. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Touchdown! Nike Thomas. A 79-yard kick six. Well, that changes things. There's a point.
The kick is good.
First down.
Flag on the play.
False start. Offense. Timeout defense. Timeout defense. First down.
O'Neal gets 4 yards. Let's give us 3 yards.
Flag on the play.
Holding.
Offense.
Offense.
That'll help. Sacks. I would give it to Roger although, yeah, 3 interception pattern. You could have given it to Thomas because he had the kick 6, isn't he? Not the kickoff return for a touchdown. Greasy 6 for 13 with 100 yards. The offense didn't do much. Fallback 12 for 19, 206 with 3 interceptions. And the main play was Thomas's kickoff return, which helped out. Otherwise, this could have been closer to the 9. This is not like the college game in which there was no blowout. It wasn't a blowout this time. And the rushing attack. Miami had a decent rushing attack, but Dallas just beats out the rushing attack. Well, Dallas now knows they play either Pittsburgh or Denver. Well, Dallas was the only NFC team of the Final Four, so we know it's AFC, NFC like it should be. Playing Craig Gordon in the effort who could have played for the Cowboys, but obviously I think this Denver he's started this time. Rob Lido and John Keyword running the ball. David Moses, Jack Goldman, and trying to catch those numbers. Andy Maurer, Tom Classic, Mike Modeler, Paul Howard, Claude Meyer, Mike. The D-line for Pitt, John Madison, me, Joe Green, Gary Dunn, and LC Greenwood. Chuck Lambert, Jack Ham, and Danny Winston for linebackers. Out one, Mike Banker, Johnny Shell, and Ron Johnson. DBs. Broncos went to Super Bowl 12, won the AFC title game at home against Oakland in the game they call the Big Lie, Al Davis does, because Rob Lyle allegedly fumbled the ball and Oakland had ran it in for a touchdown, but somehow, in some way, they called him down at the line. Denver did lose Super Bowl 12 in his great quarter had to face his former teammates of the Cowboys, and they thought Bradshaw, the former number LT, pivot. Franco Harris, former player, great powerful running attack. To start with, John Stallworth, Clint Spawn, the great wide receivers from Brady Boozman at tight ends. Larry Abraham, Sam Davis, Mike Webster, Jerry Mullins, and John Cole. The big one that was Canadian. Broncos D-line, Brian Chavis, Ruben Carter, and Lyle Alcedo. That's not Ruben the Hurricane Carter. Linebackers Joe Rizzo, Brady Gradishar, Tom Jackson, yes, not Tom Jackson, and Paul Svensson, Larry Riley, Billy Thompson, Ernie Jackson, and Lou Wright from the Yankees. 79 Steelers, won Super Bowl 14 with the Rams. Steelers were battling the Rams. Tough 34s, and then that 75-yard touchdown pass for Bradshaw.
First down.
Nailed it, man. There's Briones. Where's up? Bounce, but it's at the 11. Not there. Hell, I'm fine.
Flag on the play.
Flag.
False start. Offense.
Flag on the play.
False start. Offense. First down. First down.
That brings us down to the 2. Okay.
First down. First down. Timeout defense.
Adds a spins pass, 3-0 after 1/2. We're in 4 for 15, 38 yards. Bradshaw 8 for 15, 94 yards. Nothing really. This is kind of a snooze fest. 5 punts, a fumble, and a pick for Pittsburgh in their possessions. Denver 6 punts, a field goal at the end of the half. So yeah, like every damn year. All 4 of them field goals for Pittsburgh. We're going to the red zone here. We're going to the red zone.
Touchdown, Broncos. This is good. Flag on the play.
Flag.
False start. Offense.
Flag on the play.
Holding. Offense.
It's good. Flag on the play.
Flagrant face mask.
Oh, that would hurt.
Defense. First down.
All back.
First down.
4 yards away.
Good. First down.
Flag on the play.
Offsides. Defense. First down. First down.
Flag on the play.
False start. Offense. First down. Timeout. Offense. Timeout defense. Timeout defense.
9. It is a 46-yard attempt by Turner. Makes it into a touchdown.
Good.
And by the way, timeouts. That's what did not happen today. And the randomization. Denver, a trip to the final. Pittsburgh turned the ball over 5 times. That's words. Gordon 8 for 25, 91 yards. Armstrong 73 yards running. Bradshaw 22 for 34, 223, 2 interceptions. Yeah, only one touchdown. That was the difference in the game. Both teams were deep trips in the red zone. The score. Look at all those punts. Look at all those interceptions. Yeah, Turner 53 field goals. Dills 8 41. Up at 6 for 43. And stats were Carter. Summary wise, Otis Anderson, the offensive player of the week. No special offensive things. Reuben Carter of Denver, the defensive player of the week. Ike Thomas, the special teams player of the week. Well, he did have that kickoff return. Bradshaw with the top 3 guys. Roger the Dodger needs a hot hand to beat Bradshaw. That Dwayne Thomas leads in running with 265. So for the 71 Cowboys, so he looks like he's got that one. Armstrong might take second place. Points leaders, Barr with 20, Carolyn, Dwayne with 18. I thought Turner had more points. It's not. The final will be held in Los Angeles, and Denver will get the luck of the bounce at the Memorial Coliseum to be the home team. So, yeah, Denver will get to be the home team and get all those tickets. Dallas will try to ruin it. Craig Morton versus Craig Morton. No, I'm not going to do Craig Morton versus Craig Morton in this game at the Memorial Coliseum next week. That would be unfair, but yeah, it'd be funny. But that's the way it goes. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.